Welcome, sweet friends, to the channel Frugal Money Saver. My name is Emmy. My husband is Paul. We are so happy you are with us today. As you saw in the title, we saved about $75 in one day. Actually, I think we're being pretty conservative about that amount too. Paul's birthday was several days ago, and as you know, we are in the middle of a no-spend January. What does that mean? That means in the month of January, Paul and I do not spend on non-essential purchases. Now, some may say Paul's birthday was essential and we should have spent, and that's fine. But we talk about it, and this is our third year or fourth year, I think, that we did no spend for you. Am I correct?
That's right, yeah.
And this year will be the second no spend for me in February. So we're super excited. First of all, when you have any type of celebration, birthday, anniversary, where you want to bless someone, the first thing you're going to do is ask that person, what do they want to do? Now, Paul, being so laid back as he is, his desires were just to play guitar and read and just hang out. We had a snow event that day, so we really couldn't go far, and he was super content just being at home. But I wanted to do something special for him. What kind of cake, what kind of food would he like? And I listened to him. I didn't try to say to him, oh, that's not fancy enough, or don't you want something bigger, or can I do more? I let him tell me what he really wanted. And I think any kind of no or low cost celebration, that's the first thing you need to do, is listen to what the person is telling you they want to do or want to eat. Now, how did we save this money? Paul asked for chicken piccata for dinner and a blueberry cake for dessert. Now, back in the day, way back when, we would have gone out to eat for his birthday, no question. And I would say the majority of Americans on a celebration like a birthday or an anniversary tend to go out and eat. I'm telling you, you will have a better time at home, you will save more money at home, and you will just feel better after eating. All the way around, it's a win. I am going to show you a price for chicken piccata at a local restaurant. These are relevant prices to our area. $21 for chicken piccata per person. Our son was joining us that night, so right off the bat, 3 people, chicken piccata would have been over $60 right there. Now, that's not counting drink, that's not counting tip. And then I asked him, well, what would you like for dessert? And he wanted something with blueberries, and a sweet viewer sent me this really great recipe for a blueberry lemon like crumb cake, right up Paul's alley. So we made that. Here's a screenshot of that same restaurant's desserts. As you can see, they were $10 a piece. Okay, so now I'm not going to say $10 for a blueberry crumb cake, but I bet it would have at least been $7. So as you can see, we have saved ourselves a bunch of money because this entire meal put together probably didn't cost more than $10 for the 3 of us. So we saved a ton of money. So what we're going to do is just take you quickly through these recipes, how easy, how simple, how celebration worthy they are. So first, let's start with our crock pot chicken piccata. It is Paul's no-spend birthday, and I asked him, out of everything, what would you like me to make? And he picked my crock pot chicken piccata. And what this is just a wonderful chicken dish made right in the crock pot, and it's got lemon and it's got capers, and it's absolutely delicious. So the first thing I'm doing is taking about a 1/4 cup of butter, and I just cut it into little pats, and I laid it on the bottom of the crock pot. I took 3 chicken cutlets and I cut them in half just to make them a little thinner. And I am going to lay them right on top of the butter. Now, the original recipe calls for a package of dried Italian dressing mix Now, I just don't have that. We would never use that. So I'm just using some Italian herb seasoning, and I'm going to grate that right on top of these chicken breasts. But you can add your own dried basil, garlic, onion, all those great Italian herbs. So we're just seasoning these well. Now I'm going to take about 3/4 of a cup of my homemade chicken stock. I keep it in the freezer in small containers. I'm just going to pour that over the chicken. And then look what Paul bought me for Christmas. A lemon squeezer, juice squeezer, whatever you want to call it. And I had some lemon wedges in the fridge, so I am going to just squeeze about 1/4 of a cup, roughly. If you could believe it, all these years we're married, I never had a juicer. So this is a real treat. And I have to admit, I love the sunny yellow color. Woo! And now I'm also going to take a clove of garlic, and I'm going to add that as well. Now the capers we don't put in till the very end. This is all there is to it. Could this have been any easier? Put it on low. I'm going to cover it, and I'll check back in about 3 hours. We want the internal temperature of the chicken to be at least 165 degrees. That literally took, I don't know, 5 minutes to put together. It was so super easy, simple. Now, while that's cooking, we're going to get into the kitchen and we're going to make Paul his blueberry lemon coffee cake, or whatever kind of cake it is. And I'm going to show you how easy and company worthy this is. Now we're going to make Paul a delicious lemon blueberry cake, kind of like a crumb cake. I will link the original recipe down below. A sweet viewer sent me the link and it looks amazing. I think so many times we think a birthday cake has to be filled with globs of frosting, and sometimes that's wonderful if you love that. But Paul's not that kind of guy, so he would much prefer something like this. So the first thing we're going to do is take 1/4 cup of softened butter, and to that I'm going to add 1/2 cup of white sugar. Now the recipe did call for 3/4 of a cup. That seemed like a lot to me because we're going to have a sugary topping on top of the cake. Then we're also going to add 1 egg, and then I need about 2 teaspoons of lemon zest, my little handy zester. So I am just going to go ahead and zest this lemon. I scrubbed it really well, which of course you want to do. And now I'm just going to cream this all together. I'm using a plastic bowl because the fork can definitely scratch my Pyrex, so I always switch it over if I'm doing this. Now in this bowl, I have 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder, about 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and we're going to whisk this all together. Now I'm going to alternately add 1/2 cup of milk, give it a little whisk, and then some of our creamed mixture. Whoop! Flour's flying. You're in Emmy's kitchen. A little more milk. And then our creamed mixture. So this came together beautifully. Now I have to add 1.5 cups of blueberries. Do you all remember when we sealed these in the summertime? Let's see, the date was August 16th of 23. I'm going to show you why we do it this way. I'm going to open this package and you're going to be amazed. Now what you want to do when you open these is stay very close to the seal. And you can feel the seal break. And then you have your blueberries. Look at these. I will link the video below on how we froze them. It's like they are fresh blueberries. They didn't stick together. I am so thrilled that I took the time to do this with several of these packages in the freezer from the summer. We're going to need about 1.5 cups of these blueberries. I'm going to give this back to Paul. He will reseal it and it'll go right back into the freezer. And here are the blueberries all resealed, and we will put the original date on them, which was August. They are great to go again. This is the best way to freeze fruits and vegetables. Now I'm just going to take some flour, about a tablespoon, and sprinkle it over the blueberries. And now I am just going to mix them in to the dough. I preheated our oven to 350 degrees. This is an 8x8 square pan, and I greased it. Now I'm going to take this batter. It is stiff. I'm not going to lie to you. And I think it got stiffer when I put the cold blueberries in it. And now we're just going to spread this evenly in the pan. Now we're going to make the topping. I've got a 1/4 cup of white sugar, 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and a 1/4 cup of cold butter that I am just grating right in. Watch your fingers if you do it this way. And make sure that butter is cold. And then we're just going to take a fork and make a beautiful crumble with it. Now we're just going to take this and put it all over our cake. And now we're going to put it in a 350 oven for just about 40 minutes. So now it's time to eat. We're going to take everything out. We're going to plate it. We're going to show you the dessert. It was 100% successful. I listened to what Paul wanted. I tried to customize his whole day for who he is. And what I also did, and keep this in mind, I did all his little chores that day too. I just let him relax. Let's finish up this video by seeing how this food turned out. This cooked 3 hours on low. I just checked the thickest piece and it registered over 165 degrees. Every crock pot is different. You're going to want to make sure that chicken is fully cooked. Now I have 2 tablespoons of capers that I rinsed, and we're just going to add those in, and we're going to let it cook for maybe 5 more minutes. That's it. Now I did boil up some pasta, and we're going to serve this and that delicious sauce over pasta. So I have a beautiful bowl of pasta here. I just drained it, and I'm adding some of this juice. Beautiful gravy. Look at this. We'll lay some of the chicken right on top. If you wanted to, you could thicken these juices with a little cornstarch and water, but I think this is going to be perfect. We're going to serve it with garlic bread and a side salad, and I think Paul's going to enjoy his birthday dinner. This finished cooling. We cooked it for 45 minutes. It looks so beautiful. We're going to cut into it. Oh, that topping has a little bit of a crisp to it. Look at the height on this. This is so beautiful. Is this what you were hoping for?
Absolutely. Look at the blueberries, the crumb topping.
And a little dab of whipped cream.
Awesome.
So there you have it. A very, very successful no-spend birthday for the month of January. If you're going into February with no spend, anniversaries, Valentine's Day, it could be a Friday night. It could be a Saturday date night. Think along these lines. Save yourself some money for what is really important to you. Now, if eating out is really important to you, then of course you're going to enjoy doing that. But for us, this was such a win, and I know for Paul it was. So please, for your no spend month or months or year, whatever you're doing, when those celebrations come up, keep it simple, keep it tailored to the individual you are blessing, and just enjoy the day. Now, our question of the day, you know what I'm going to ask. How is your no low spend journey going? Please share with us down below any fun recipes you've come up with, anything you DIY'd lately, any projects you're working on. Share them down below in the comments section. It encourages us and it encourages our viewers as well. So thank you so much for being with us today. We ask that you give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Come on and be part of our frugal family. We would love to have you join us. We ask you to be well. We ask you to be safe. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, may God greatly bless you.